We're back with a Fox News alert. Israel launching more strikes on Hezbollah in Lebanon overnight. After a massive strike on the group's headquarters in Beirut that the IDF says killed the Hezbollah leader, Hassan Nasrallah. All this after Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu vowing to win the war in a fiery speech to the UN General Assembly yesterday.
As long as Hezbollah chooses the path of war, Israel has no choice, and Israel has every right to remove this threat and return our citizens to their homes safely. And that's exactly what we're doing.
Senior Vice President for Research at the Foundation for Defense of Democracies, Dr. Jonathan Schanzer, joins us now. Doctor, thank you for being here. Break down for our audience the significance of the developments of the last 24 hours. We've been focused so much on Gaza. Now, between the pagers and the killing of senior leadership and now the killing of Nasrallah, where is Israel in its fight against these groups?
Well, this was a major momentum shift last night across the entire Middle East. This is something that Lebanese are cheering, that Syrians are cheering. You got to remember Hezbollah took part in the civil war there that led to the slaughter of tens of thousands. The Israelis are obviously cheering it. There are Iranians that are cheering it. By the way, Americans and French who suffered from Hezbollah attacks should also be cheering this. But this is significant. This is a man who led Hezbollah, one of the world's most formidable terrorist organizations. Hassan Nasrallah was in that chair since 1992, 32 years of running this organization, developing it into a really formidable force, one that has 200,000 rockets, that has essentially held the Middle East hostage on behalf of Iran. This is an Iranian subsidiary. And so now he's gone. A lot of the other top leaders are gone. The Israelis are now openly mulling a possible ground operation in South Lebanon to finally take care of the threat that I think you rightly note has gone unnoted here in our media. Hezbollah has fired something like 8,000 rockets, missiles, and drones at Israel since October 7th. It's a war in its own right. And you finally see the Israelis turning the tide after 11 months. It's really a remarkable day.
Unlike Hamas, which is tied to Iran and its goals, Hezbollah has been a client state of Iran from the very beginning, founded by the Iranian Revolutionary Guard to be an extension of their fight against Israel. What does Iran do now? What is their calculation?
That is really the million-dollar question. You know, when you're watching the media in the region right now, everyone's waiting for an official response from the Islamic Republic. There is supposed to be a speech coming up soon by Ali Khamenei, the supreme leader, so-called supreme leader of the Islamic Republic. Last night, the Iranians were, threatening that the Israelis had opened up the gates of hell and that they were coordinating with Hezbollah, promising that there were leaders waiting in the wings to fill the shoes of Hassan Nasrallah. But I got to say, when I look around right now at what Hezbollah has left in terms of leadership, I don't think there's a lot there. I think right now that the Iranians look like they've been beaten, at least on this front. But you've got to remember also, the Iranians have been fighting Israel on 7 fronts. They still have Shiite militias in Iraq and Syria that can be deployed. They've got the Houthis in Yemen that can be deployed. The Iranians have, of course, their own ballistic missiles and drones that they can fire. They did back in April. They can do it again. So this is a big moment to see whether they try to step in and try to push Israel back, or whether they see that they've lost this round, they go back to their corner, and then we see what happens from there.
Yeah, that will tell us a lot, ultimately, about the condition they believe they're in. It's one thing to replace a leader. It's another thing to replace a leader when your entire organizational chart underneath it is gone, which is what's happened with Hezbollah at this point, and for good reason. Dr. Schanzer, thank you for your time. We appreciate it.
Pleasure.
Good stuff.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.